Right, so the main focus of this video is for me to not make Toyota Supra jokes or BMW Z4 jokes. The car I'm reviewing today is one that I hate. The Supra Mark 5. Which, I've gotta face the elephant in the room that I'm not technically supposed to talk about, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is, underneath, a cynical marketing exercise in the form of a rebadged and rebodied BMW Z4. I think there's a Car Wow video where Matt Watson just goes around the Supra, pointing out different BMW badges that have been left in, because this is one of the most half-assed cars ever to come into existence. Seriously. Toyota realised that people were, oh look, the Mark 4 Supra. Prices are going really high right now because loads of the people that watched Fast and Furious as a kid now have driver's licenses and they want their own Supra Mark 4s. So they made the new Supra as lazily as possible. And, well, I was not a fan of the original Supra. I think it's actually got less power than... Oh, was it? It was not very powerful, was it? It was like 200 horsepower. Which is, to put into perspective, less power than a Vectra VXR. So yeah, less powerful than a Vectra. Or at least that's what one person told me. Someone said it was 200 horsepower. Other people say it's 350 horsepower. You can never trust the internet. Then again, there are still people that think Supras will, destroy anything in their path, like 1,000 horsepower stock. I think I've already made myself clear on this. It was actually 320 horsepower. So on one hand you've got the people that will under-exaggerate it because they hate the Supra kids, and then you've got the Supra kids that will massively over-exaggerate it because they're stupid. Anyway, so the Mark 5 Supra is here, and we're going with a little bit of a theme today, because, well, the Ford Focus RS that I was driving earlier, that was one of the starter cars in Forza Horizon 4. The Supra Mark 5, although admittedly having a wide body on it and being more set up to drift, was a starter car in Forza Horizon 5. So, full circle. I really don't have much to say on it. Apparently, well, it wasn't offered with a manual until recently. And it's just a bit of a meh car, to be honest. I do not like half-arsed jobs. And that's why it's not German, because Germans have no word for half-arsed. Despite the fact this is still a Z4 underneath. It's powered by a straight 6, 3 litres. Essentially the M3 engine, but NATAS, or single turbo. It's a less powerful version of the M4, M3 engine. Or it might just be the one from the previous gen M3, which is pretty much the same as the current M3s, just less developed. Yeah, you can tell how much I really like this car. This one is fully upgraded. It's got a 4-speed gearbox. I actually don't think that's one of the Supra Mark 5's gearbox options. So I do not know why Dealership Tycoon's devs have done it. It's pretty powerful. I'm just going to slow down to 70 and then floor it. It's fairly quick. And 60 grand. At least without putting any of the optional tunes on, which I have. That sort of takes it up to 300 grand. Ouch. Then again, you'd probably pay more for a Supra Mark 4 in real life, so who knows. So it's actually quite good in a straight line, which makes a change. Especially if CDT's Supra Mark 5 is anything to go by. I've got it. It's dog shit. It's actually got very decent road holding. Perfectly competent on these long sweeping corners like here. And I reckon I could probably keep it in its lane if I was actually a good driver. Which I'm not. But certainly on long sweeping turns, it's perfectly fine. However, now I'm going to take it over to the real corners. Hairpins, sharp turns in the mountains. That's going to be the true test of this car. Right, come on. I do wish that Dealership Tycoon made its cheap cars faster when you tune them, because this just feels wrong. Right, here we go. It's decent. Begrudgingly, I tell you what, it's not bad, actually. I am, unfortunately for my own personal ego, enjoying it. It's fun. It's light, it sticks to the road well. I'm actually enjoying myself here. Damn. I think my prejudices about this Supra were misplaced. Or maybe the Dealership Tycoon devs just happened to really like the Mark 5 Supra, so they made it good when they added it into the game. Or possibly they just made it good so that the Supra kids wouldn't get annoyed. Who knows, I'm not a Dealership Tycoon dev. Drifting. Not bad. Right, come on. I'm going to double handbrake it. I think you've actually got to multi-handbrake. This is basically where, well, Dealership Tycoon's drifting works the way CDT's does, where you press the handbrake to get it to go sideways. It's e-drifting. But unlike in CDTs, you've got to use a different technique, which is basically multi-pressing the handbrake through the corners to get the back to come out. That's where you can actually get it to slide properly. I'm finally just now learning. And it's not bad. I mean, maybe I need to refine the technique a little bit. Because, look, if you just single press, pretty much nothing. But if you multi-press, then you can get the back to come out properly. I mistimed that. So, actually, a very competent drifter, the Mark 5. Please let the circuit be the undoing of it. I really don't want to like this car. I just realised while cocking that I cocked up talking about the Supra Mark 4 earlier in the video. There's actually 220 horsepower, 280 horsepower, and 320 horsepower options. Anyway, so yeah, still less powerful than a Vectra VXR, some of them. Right, let's actually try the Mark 5 on the circuit now. Lift for the bend, wide, but kept the power. And kissed the other apex. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being faster than the Focus. Right, lake turn, we can take this flat. More power, downhill. And then finally the most fun turn on the track, that flat out corner at the end. 3 seconds faster than the Focus. For only an extra 18 grand. I'd say that's worth it. The Supra is better than the Focus. Never thought I'd say those words myself. So, if you want a BMW that is loved by little children, and is actually good, it turns out, buy the Supra Mark 5. And if you want the engine in a much better car, the M4 competition says Guten Tag, or is it Guten Tag? I don't speak German. So, now, GT40 coming up soon. very soon. That's going to be out in a few hours. I've actually driven it already, fully tuned, and I beat my Vision GT lap time record on the circuit. And I'd say that's a bombshell. And on that particular bombshell, thank you for watching. See you in the GT40. I'm very excited. I've just realised how much quicker the M4 competition is than the Z4. Good.